Yo, what up, Wolfpack? This the Blind Wolf, and we back at it again. I'd like to express my appreciation to all those that like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and all of those who write comments. I really appreciate you because it helps the channel to grow. All right, Wolfpack, let's go on this journey. Now, I told y'all before that, we're not going to be going, in chronological order because it's hard for the brain. So we're going to be skipping around, and I'm going to be telling these stories to y'all as they come to me in my memory. This particular story came to me, and I definitely got to tell y'all this. All right. At one time, BGF guys, BGF brothers, they was over there really making moves. They was making moves. And a few of them was getting some money for real. One of the guys' cells got raided. I ain't gonna say no names and none of that type of stuff because I don't know what people got going on in their life, and I'm not gonna be spitting no nicknames. But one of the guys' cells got raided, and they took a lot of stuff from up out of there. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe he was brought up on charges and eventually moved from the penitentiary because of the moves that he was making. Well, a few days after his cell got raided, they locked the whole penitentiary down. They locked the whole penitentiary down and was basically trying to have everybody, either on cell restriction or bunk restriction. So if you slept in the dorm, they didn't want you moving around. They wanted everybody, stationary until they had this particular search team. They used to go from prison to prison, searching the prison. I forget the name of them. I want to say Ninja Turtles. I forget the name of them. They used to wear army uniforms. They used to have their faces painted in black. And they used to come in there with these big guns. I'm talking about big, huge guns. And this one particular morning, I wake up, and this is a little after breakfast. I wake up because I hear a whole bunch of, like running, like. So I'm hearing all of the running. So I look up and I look out the window, and it's all of these army uniforms running from, look like they're coming from where the hospital is and where the school is, coming across the yard to hit the blocks. Some went to B block, some went to A block, and some went into Metro building where I was at. So, man, I jump up. I said, they raiding. So next thing you know, everybody jumping up, and they ripping and running. They doing their thing, putting their stuff up, trying to hide whatever they can hide. And I had a nice little hiding spot for my bike. Well, that's a cell phone. And we used to call them bikes over the penitentiary. So I put my bike in my little spot. I ain't gonna tell nobody my spot because my spot was sweet and somebody else might need to use something like that. So I put the joint up, and my joint's safe. My joint's safe because I actually looked around the dorm, and I used to be out hustling. I ain't gonna front. I'm looking around seeing where everybody else putting their stuff at, making sure I don't put my stuff in an area similar to what everybody else is doing. I want to find something totally unique, which I definitely did. They come up into the dorm, and you got one of these Ninja Turtle COs in front of like two cubicles, for one person, and he's kind of like looking what everybody's doing, making sure ain't nobody getting up, trying to stash nothing, none of that type of stuff. So they basically lay the little rules down. The penitentiary is locked down. No one is to get up and use the telephones. Nobody's to get up and use the microwaves. Whatever you need to do it in your cubicle. If you got to go to the bathroom, you can still go to the bathroom, of course, because we're in dorms, and we got to walk across the floor to get to the bathroom. But you got to come right back. So they send these search teams into like B block and then A block, but the whole time Metro, we locked down the whole time they're searching B block and A block. And I don't know what they did searching over there because I wasn't over there. But I know what they did when they finally came over to Metro, which was like maybe 4 or 5 days after they had already been in there, and they were searching B block so heavy. So they finally gets over to Metro building. And man, when I tell you, they had this little teeny dude. This dude couldn't have weighed no more than 95, 100 pounds tops. They had these ceilings that you can kind of like push the ceiling up, and you can, stash stuff up in there if you wanted to. Well, a lot of the guys did that. This little dude could actually crawl from one side of the ceiling to the other, just getting all of the stuff, and didn't fall through. He's that light. Now, he's that light. When I tell you, he came out with bags of stuff. It was crazy. So I'm in A dorm, and there's quite a few tables sitting in the middle of the dorm. Before they left from up out of our dorm, almost every table was filled up with a different type of contraband. You had one that had nothing but tobacco on it, one that had nothing but grass and lighters and matches and some blunts, some top paper, like all type of weed paraphernalia. Then you had one that had just bangers, just all types of shanks, knives. Then you had one that had like locks in the sock and rocks that was, up in the sock, because there used to be rocks on the penitentiary yard at one point in time. And if you knew how to like chip at the ground, you can get some of the ground to like break up. And, yeah, you can make yourself a little weapon with that. But that's another story. So they got all of this stuff on these tables, and I'm looking around, I'm like, man, god damn, I didn't know it was all of this much stuff up in here. But it definitely was. So I'm sitting on my bunk, and after they got done searching around everywhere, then they wanted to search everybody. So they pulling people 3 at a time into the shower area to get strip search or whatever. So everybody going through the little strip search or whatever. And a lot of dudes like myself kind of like got bunk restriction for not participating in certain parts of the strip search, as far as like bending over, spread my my butt cheeks open so they can look inside. Nah, I ain't doing none of that. But it was so many people that bucked on that they couldn't fill C block up with all of the people in the penitentiary that actually bucked on that particular type of search at this point in time. So a lot of people like myself got cell restriction. Well, I got bunk restriction. So we finally come off of this lockdown. I would say it was like maybe a little over a week, about 8 or 9 days. And they got done searching Metro. Then they had to search the cafeteria, the school, the hospital. And they really hit the whole penitentiary hard. Okay, the news comes on the day that we come off of lockup. I did not know so many BGF brothers got, booked, because they actually were bringing in like tobacco, different types of narcotics through the food coming in to the penitentiary. They was hooked up with a truck driver that was stashing the stuff on there, bringing it into the penitentiary, and these brothers was getting money. When I really started, being able to circulate around in the yard, the word come on the compound that it was almost a half of a brick of dope. It was pounds and pounds of weed. It was boxes of cans of tobacco, boxes of cell phones. And I'm like, man. And I'm just thinking to myself, if you just one dude, you got a can of tobacco and, You rocking out like that, you can make a stack off of that easy. And y'all bringing boxes of cans of tobacco in there? And these brothers was getting money, I'm talking about getting money. But yeah, they raided the penitentiary, and the whole time I can see some things, but I'm not seeing everything that's going on because, like I said, I'm losing my eyesight, and this is further down the line in my bid. So, man, I'm nervous as I don't know what for real. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who stashed stuff, where they stashed it at. I'm hoping nothing is near my area because they actually came around and said, if anybody have anything, give it to us now. You're not even going to be charged with it. But if we find it, you're going to be charged to the fullest extent. Man, I'm nervous as all outdoors. And I'm ultra nervous about going to go try and check to see if my cell phone has been tampered with, because when they're searching the area, they clear the dorm out. Like, they sent us out in the yard when they searched a dorm. And they really searched a dorm. I know they did because everything was everywhere when we came back in there. My bunk, well, I had two cubicle buddies at the time. One guy that slept over top of me, and then one guy that slept across from me. And when I tell you, all our stuff was mixed up, trashed all out on the floor. You can see stuff was stepped on, like they didn't really care nothing about none of our stuff. And you got guys that's, got medicine like myself. They ain't care nothing about my medicine. A few of my pills that I direly need was crushed up out the pack. I'm talking about, they didn't, like, I don't know if I wouldn't say that they popped the pack open and then pushed them out and then stepped on them, but they stepped on the pack that the medicine came in. The medicine came in like I want to say like a little cardboard sheet type thing, and it was individual slots for the pills, and you puncture a pill out for each one, each day that you need to use it, or each time that you need a dosage. Man, a few of mine was crushed out and stepped on. Some of my eye drop bottles were completely squeezed out, and I can't go over the medical and say they messed my medicine up. No, there ain't nobody care nothing about that. I'll get a new prescription the next month. The days that I got to go it out, I just got to go it out, and I got to be in pain. This was a crazy situation. It was totally unforeseen, but guess what, man? The whole penitentiary got raided. The whole penitentiary. This is the first time I ever seen anything like this. And this was the raid after the Men in Black. I mean, not Men in Black. The Ninja Turtle dudes left from up out of there. ATF and DEA, they raided the penitentiary and came and got all of the guys that they were suspecting to be a part of this conspiracy. This was crazy. You seeing dudes leaving out handcuffs and like, we're in the penitentiary. I'm not used to seeing nothing like this. I'm used to seeing dudes, get locked up by COs and then get transported over to C block. I'm not used to seeing DEA and ATF running in the penitentiary, running down on people, slapping them cuffs on them, and you getting ready to go get some whole new serious charges. And man, when I tell you, a lot of them brothers, they got a lot of time from out of that stuff. But it's just another experience that I went through in the penitentiary, losing my eyesight. You never know what's going to happen inside of them walls. You never know what's going to happen inside of them walls. It could be regular COs. It could be real police that's coming up in there because there's some real activities going on up in there. And you just trying to do your bid. You living off the land, or you living off of the money that your people are sending you. And you might got a little hustle here and there, but nothing to this magnitude. These men were making big money. I'm talking about big money. And then they had all the female COs on. All the female COs loved all of them. And you can definitely tell the difference in how they treated the BGF members as opposed to those who are not a part of that group. And that's because the money they was making together, man. This was a whole crazy situation. But, hey, this was another, experience that I had to deal with in the penitentiary. Couldn't get away from it. Couldn't get around it. But I definitely watched it. And guess what? They did not find my phone. When I came back to my little spot, see, mostly everybody else I noticed, they were putting their stuff up high. I tried to find something low, and I did. Like I said, shh, mom's the word. I ain't telling nobody what it is, because you never know if somebody else might find out what it is, and I want them to be safe like how I was safe. Now, y'all, do this for your boy, please. Remember, them 5 P's. Properly plan for your life. Proper planning prevents poor performance. When you properly plan for your life, you won't have to deal with this. Already being in prison, and you still are a part of a raid. Like, this is crazy. When you're in prison, you shouldn't be getting raided no more. You should be far past that. But no, I'm not in these penitentiaries nowadays. Be smart. Stay away from this type of lifestyle, because this type of lifestyle is not for human beings. It does nothing but make you into more of a wolf. And you don't want to be no wolf, because you got to stay vigilant at all times. You got to stay vigilant at all times. Who's to say that these Ninja Turtles wouldn't have came in there and just wanted to rough everybody up? You still a man. You won't just let somebody just bust you in your face with weapons and with their fists and stuff, and you just not going to do nothing back. That's not going to happen with everybody. It's not going to happen. And then when it happens to 1 or 2, that may cause an uproar for so many more to want to get involved in, just a melee, a riot, a battle royal, just to say that they were in it, say that they fought the COs back. And you still in the middle of this. But mind you, I'm in the middle of all of this, and I got a major disability. I am losing my eyesight. I really can't see what's going on like that. I can't tell where they're checking it like that. And I'm not really trying to be the one that's obvious, and put myself out there like that. So you don't want to put yourself out there like that. I minded my business, and I made the moves that I can make on my own. Let them dudes do what they did. And sometimes when you're moving slow, it may not come to you the way you want it to come. But you stay out of harm's way. Stay out of harm's way. All money ain't good money. That's something I learned a long time ago. So I rocked out the way that I rocked out. I was able to eat. I was able to stay under the radar. And this was just another day in the life of the blind wolf in the penitentiary. Whoa, I'm going to say little over a week in the life of the blind wolf in the penitentiary. Hey, listen, y'all be good out there. Y'all stay strong and stay about them penitentiaries. And remember, doing the most gangster thing is being a man for your family. Wolf.